Hi, Aries. Woo! I feel your energy is so like, woo! That's the only way I can put it. I feel so like, we talked about like the Martian energy. I feel it so much. So much right now. Okay, Leo season. The main thing with you is it's burnout. You feel this energy and you just want to go, 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 go. And it wants you to go, 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 go. And pause. This month is about being there too. There's so much you want to do, but it's also like enjoy Leo season. You're going to get work done. It's going to get done. It's getting done. You're doing it. And if there's a Leo in your life, this is a reminder for both of you to enjoy this season. Take those times. Be invested in that. Because that's only going to make all of the energy that you're gaining from this creative energy, from what you're doing, to even go further. And what I mean by that is with you guys specifically, so this is like a part of like the magic, is that when you confront your potential, you're not afraid. Like you are, you know, but you enjoy knowing that like you don't care that there's consequences. So you're willing to like really run as far as you can with it, as long as you're an Aries that has come to that place in their life. If you're not an Aries that has come to a place in your life like that, because everyone's story is different, I don't always say this, but I want to say that what you're feeling right now is really important. It's like essentially like spirit juice. It's like the juice that's coming through you this month. And we've been talking about this for a while, and it's so funny because your readings are specifically strategic, like in a way that's so spot on. That's how I feel. So, okay. So, and this month you're going to have to confront that part of yourself as well. So that's the Queen of Wands and High Priestess as well. And then we have the Devil next, you, the Emperor, and the Ace of Wands. This is perfect. It'll make more sense if you look at all of them, so I'm just going to put them down. You're confronting this part of yourself that is eager to move. And that's what's so great about you. But this is what I want to tell you about that juice. And like with the Queen of Wands and the High Priestess and you specifically, and the Seven of Wands, is that when you're able to harness that really, the height of the Queen of Wands, which is that Leo energy, like draws everyone into them. And then the High Priestess added onto it. Excuse me. You're able to then know that when you don't push it, you go with it, you flow with it, you don't try to take it further than it needs to go. The High Priestess then drops in and you feel it drop in. And what happens then is the energy keeps going. So this is cardinal fire, and this is turning fire into that electricity. So, and if you've ever watched Avatar: Last Airbender, this is where it all, and something else, but this is where it really clicked, is that the next step with fire is electricity. But what does electricity need? It also needs the conductor of water. So there isn't any water here yet, but I want the High Priestess to feel for you. I want to reference it in terms of a very watery place, not just air. And it's earth, because it's grounded. And when you're able to see things, so without forcing anything, but able to sit with it. So, and it's a meditation practice or a visualization practice of seeing the steps going forward. So that's that energy, the fire, the electricity that strikes maybe far away, but that's where you know where you're headed. And where I'm located, we've had a lot of thunderstorms with a lot of lightning recently. And lightning is a reference, and I think we talked about this a little bit. Lightning is the reference of the psyche. So what this is also saying is that you're experiencing major downloads as well as you're creating. So it's important not to rush it, but to flow with it, and then take the moments of enjoyment and luxuriousness in this physical form that we're taking, because the Devil and the Emperor are very physical creatures. They have it they have similarities being cardinal signs, so very cardinal too. And also this is Saturn and Mars. So Mars is now in Virgo. Saturn is in Aquarius. Yes. So this is also that play upon your ego. Leo season, of course, like any fire season, that brings out a sense of ego in all of us, and or just heightens that awareness, especially from coming from the sun. And there's a lot of different interpretations of ego. There's a lot of ways to talk about it, but basically this is just showing you where your power where the power is in your physical life, in your physical ego, and like how you want to kind of even conversate. You can maybe even through these meditations, and this can be a practice depending on how you meditate, or whoever you are, is that sometimes when I'm in meditation, I see conversations with myself. I've been meditating for 10 years. It's one of the most powerful things I've ever done, and it has done so much, nothing but good for me. Nothing but positive experiences for me. Even the hard ones, it was just like there's always a positive thing that I could hold space for that thing. So you're learning to hold space for this really big thing that's happening for you, this really big creation, this really big idea. And it's a moment for you, and you want to feel it and experience it with the people that you're creating it with, because it seems like there's a few people around. But this harnessing has to do with a constraint too, knowing when to constrain your energy, knowing when to harness it, instead of, I want you to have those times where you party all night, but where you're still in work mode and the work's not done yet. It's time to do what you need for yourself. It's time to back away and give yourself that rest that you need, because burnout is so possible. The Ace of Wands waiting for you by like through the end of the month is then Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. It's going to soar. Whatever you're doing is going to soar. So it's like this secret. And in meditation, you get to have these conversations that sometimes you may remember, sometimes I forget. And it's this conversation that it's a secret. It's this beautiful place where no one else is here in this conversation. It's you and you. It's you and spirit. It's you and whoever, God, the divine, the creator. It's here. It's here that you can have this conversation with yourself about what's important to you, about visualizing this energy continuously going. The more that you sit with it and give integrity to it, and you don't have to focus, like solely focus on that in meditation every time, just for the beginning to give you a sense of awareness. And even if you don't meditate, this is also a metaphor. It's just, you see it as however you would like. As a Libra, I like to show different sides of things, because I know certain things work for certain people at different times, and those things are coming to me now. So when you sit with yourself and you're able to conversate, and even do it out loud, fuck it, like do it out loud, talk to yourself, like what's going on? Why do you want to take it so far right now? Like, enjoy this. It's happening. It's really, really happening. And the independence you're going to feel, the security you're going to feel, the connection you're creating with your higher power, with this space that is so wanting to give you that physical energy to make it happen. Because Aries, when you're happy, when you're in your zone, and in a zone where you get to bounce back and forth, like, it's like a comet. It's like a comet. So we all want to see you be like a meteor shower and like a comet. But right now, you're still like in this process of learning, in this process of harnessing. And we're just going to leave off with maybe one more card, and then we'll look at the cards. I should have said this in the beginning, but there's two parts to the readings if you didn't know. The first part is me and you talking in live time, shuffling the cards and going through them with you. And then the second part is we take a look at the cards and go through them if you're wanting to like maybe learn or understand or see things, because it's beautiful with tarot, like cards go one after the other. Yeah, freedom. Feeling like a kid again in a way that you always are, but those times where like life is asking you to, put on your emperor suit and sit, and by the end of the month you're going to be able to be free with energy and free from any attachments you may have had about time. One of my favorite interpretations of like time, or like poetic ways of saying time, is that when you look at the grand scheme of things, we make the concept of time real. If you put a time limit on yourself, Aries, then you're going to lose sight of what's in front of you right now, because you're going to keep experiencing these magical sparks and moments for a while. It's your time to feel it. You'll have different things, but for now, nothing can compare to what raw potential you have tapped into. Literally felt raw yesterday, because it's crazy. It doesn't matter, but let's just say it's hilarious. So feeling like a raw nerve, yet also protected and understanding and seeing yourself as the raw nerve and seeing yourself there and meeting yourself there, whether it's in meditation or not, is extremely, extremely, couldn't be more helpful for you right now, even if it's 5 minutes. It could be writing. It's just very much like there's just such an emphasis on that for you, because there's a lot of parts of yourself that you can meet. And it's like that question too, there's another thing, it's like that question, who would you have dinner with if it could be anyone, even if they died? And this is like, you need to bring yourself to the table, the you that came before you and the you that's going to come after you. And time is a continuum that this part of you will always live on forever. As you grow into the next part of you, it will live on forever. And it's time. All right, Aries, we'll get into the second part. All the information to work with me one-on-one is below. The extended readings have been very electrical. I'd say they're very potent. So they're on Patreon. I'll have other stuff over there in the future. All the information will be below. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next month. Okay, hello. Hello, Aries. All right, I'm really excited about this second part of this reading, because the first part was so awesome and it revealed a lot. But it's also very energizing. This month is very energizing as long as you are able to handle it, as long as you're able to transmute it, especially for you. Because there's so much you want to do. There's so much coming at you. There's so many opportunities that will continuously open up the more that you're on your path to doing your thing. And Leo season wants you to keep looking towards that, but you'll notice that there will be this moment where, and it could even feel or appear as anxiety, where you will have to take a sit in your space to make very conscious instead of make the instinctual decisions. But what you're being advised here to do is not to be stubborn, especially when something hits and you're like, that's different. There's a little resistance. It's newer, not that you don't like new, so maybe it's just sitting with it for that moment, because there will be a lot of invitations to stay stubborn or to stay one way this month, and you're being asked to maneuver in a very agile way, so like agility, obviously. So, and that's where your mind has to be. You're always connected to your heart, and yet there's still this sense for everyone to allow themselves to be completely in their human ego. And for you, it's about that physical material gain. You're now going to continue to gain that. And a part of you, which, not that you're not always like this or you're not used to this, it's just you're going to feel, with all these Virgo placements, you may feel this overarching sense of, I want to remember how to do this or how this works. There's a magic in this, because by the end of the month you feel lighter, younger, more capable than you felt in maybe a while, a very long time. It's been very heavy. And now you're going to understand how to move through that heaviness. We've all had a sense of heaviness more than ever this past year and a half. I feel like everyone has had more and more of an idea of how heavy things on earth are. You're burning away at what you just, again, we talked about what's you just don't have room for anymore, what you just don't have time for. It's going to become very clear to you what you do have time for, who you have time for, what you have time for, how you want to use that time and this precious energy that you've been given, this comet-like. You'll feel like one of the brightest stars in the sky. Though through, again, pointing this out, halfway through the month, it's just about how you want to do it now. It's different. Saturn's coming up. This Capricorn, Saturn energy is coming up. Mars as well. Earth signs are in. Well, Aquarius will be. No. Let me backtrack. Mars is in Virgo right now. All these earthly structures are at your favor and at your fingertips. So be that confident, be that lit, and realize that your instincts have gotten so much, they've fine-tuned even more. You'll notice that. You'll feel like Leo-esque with the cat-like reflexes this month. Yeah. And you'll realize how free you are, and free from chains that you even put yourself under. You feel like more like yourself than ever by the end of this month. You're reconnecting, for most of you, you're even reconnecting with that part of yourself where you know you have this thing that can make shit happen. Look at the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. Are you kidding me? Look at all this. What? That's what we'll go into the extended reading with. Planning out your life isn't so bad after all, especially when you realize as an Aries that you have all the intelligence, all the capability, and all of the energy to do so when you let go and let yourself be exactly that. Someone who initiates, someone who starts, someone who wants to do the thing maybe no one else does. Who wants to do, who loves to be underestimated. As a Libra, I love to be too. It's that Aries opposition. You love to be underestimated because you know what you could pull off. Now it's like, let's do this for the rest of your life. This is where you set that tone. For a lot of you, it's really this connection of really knowing your purpose and what you're aligned in here to do. And that's fucking a relief to you at this point. And now you want to have more fun and you want to work harder. Not even just harder, but better. I want everyone to watch your reading this month. All right, Aries, I love you. We'll get right into the extended where I clarify all of this more. Look at this. What? And then information to work with me one-on-one is below. All right, I love you. See you next month.